I thought it was very good. It was obviously quite a difficult kind of subject to tackle, and there's always that worry that it's done badly, it's kind of not handled well, but they actually handled it really well. They didn't make it out that it was somehow the TARDIS and the Doctor that was going to kind of fix things and make things better. They had to kind of just let it happen.
I quite liked how the episode started in a way, bringing it, bookending the story with Rosa in the bus at the start, giving in, and at the end she really stands up for what she believes in and for the right to be recognised as a person. It's really quite a nice way to start off the story as well. It's really quite nice to have the character that is the central focus of the episode.
I really enjoyed it this week. It was much better than the past couple of weeks. I think it's the fact it's like a subject I didn't really know about. I felt like I learned quite a good deal about like Rosa Parks and the civil rights thing in general.
I am so happy. I'm just so chuffed. I totally get that feeling that I didn't get in the first episode, which is that we are utterly in a new era and we've got the excitement of the new potential and new things happening in the same way that I felt in 2010, in the same way that I felt when David Tennant was striding into his first series. It's that wonderful thing of going, oh God, we're in a new place.
I loved it. I really loved it. What did you?
I think it was one of the better episodes of the season. Because for me, if you talk about the modern season, I would say Girl in the Fireplace would be my favourite, and I think it's up there with that, really up there with that one.
It's definitely moved for me in my top 5 episodes now. It's definitely right up there with that.
Me personally, I think it was brilliant, better than the last episode last week, which was okay, but a bit slow and a bit not enough action, but last night just was brilliant.
And I liked how you learned something, even if you're old and you've learned about Rosa Parks, you still learned little bits. In my opinion, I still learned I didn't realise the bus at that time was like that. I didn't know it was sections like that. But it just goes to show you learn stuff from Doctor Who every historical episode. You still learn things, which I thought was good.
Do you know, I was kind of a bit unsure what to think about this episode. I don't know. I think there was stuff in it that was really awesome and special and emotional and excellent. Then I feel like there's just also stuff in it that maybe I just haven't quite got yet. Maybe how you felt about some of the other episodes, I feel about last night's episode.
It was almost like the stuff with the Doctor was a separate thing that was going on in the background, but the Rosa Parks stuff was just there and was going to proceed as it always was going to proceed. And I think that's a lot more respectful way than it could have gone.
I'm really glad that Graham did not end up driving the bus, because I was totally thinking, he's a bus driver, he's going to end up driving the bus. And that's
Robert said this earlier in the night, because Robert came to watch it with me and my family, and Robert earlier in the night was like, I wonder if Graham is going to end up being the person that has to drive the bus and do the thing. And I was like, oh. Yeah. And I'm glad that didn't happen. But see, just before it did happen, well, what actually did happen happened, I was like, oh no, don't tell me Robert's going to be right here.
The acting from across the board, from Bradley Walsh, Jodie Whittaker and all that, was fantastic, especially in the bus scene. That's definitely the highlight of the episode for me, is the scene in the bus when she's sitting down and the Doctor and companions, they know they can't do anything about it because they can't change history. They just have to let it happen, basically. And you see especially Graham's reaction, he's really shocked by it, and honestly I kind of felt for that scene.
Well, quickly, when I knew this episode was definitely going to go was barely a few minutes in when Ryan went to pick up that glove and that big white guy slapped him. Jesus Christ, that shook me to my core.
It actually showed you what's it like to be in their shoes. It was very well done. I mean, okay, maybe saying the M was a bit kind of like, ooh, I mean, it is a kids' show, so you should be careful how they say it. But I think they did it very well. They did it to the point where kids could watch it as well, which is good because it's very hard to make something quite dark and gruesome. Well, not gruesome, but quite violently verbal.
But it didn't avoid the fact that racism is still an issue for people in modern day Britain. You know, the conversation between Yaz and Ryan while they were hiding, and the sheer shock from them about how overtly racist the society was then, and for Yaz to realise that as a sort of Pakistani heritage woman of British descent, you know, what her race wasn't really kind of thought of. You know, where did she fit in? She didn't really know where she belonged, and she was kind of stuck in the middle. And Graham's kind of horrified face when he realised he was going to have to let what was there and participate in it. He wanted to run away and not face up to it, and the fact that he had to kind of sit there and take that situation when it could have been him that was driving the bus.
I'm a little bit worried about the villain being a little bit weak, but I think it sort of makes sense in the context of the story. It's sort of this reasoning that racists, even when they don't have weapons and they don't have a plan, are still very, very dangerous because they still have that motivation, even at bare bones, to carry out their like sort of warped ideas that, you know, race is something we should divide upon. And I think it's really sort of it's poignant. It's important even in a modern day context to remember that even just because the racists don't have a plan and you can laugh them off, it doesn't mean that we ignore them. We have to deal with them. We have to address the fact that they're there, and we have to tackle the problem of racism even in the modern day.
There's going to be a load of kids who watch this that don't know anything about Rosa Parks.
It's already happening
because it's you know it's one of these horrible things about the sort of whitewashing of history is that, you know, especially I think in places like here in Glasgow where the majority of people are white, is that for them and us, I guess, it can be difficult to be exposed to people like Rosa Parks in our kind of system of education and whatnot. So if things like this can, if the episodes like this can introduce
catalyst.
Yes, absolutely. Catalyst is the exact word.
They didn't kind of denigrate what happened in that situation, and you know, they made it, you know, real to the situation, and I think that was really well handled.